Wednesday was an extremely traumatizing event. And it is not an exaggeration to say that many, many members of the House were nearly assassinated.
AOC wasn't even in the Capitol at the time.
AOC has been in the news lately talking about how she wants Senator Ted Cruz to resign because he tried to get her massacred in the Capitol riot. Yes, AOC has been making a lot of claims about how she's a massive victim and how she was afraid for her life when those evil Trump supporters and protesters stormed the Capitol building. But there's one big problem that's actually come to light. It turns out she wasn't even in the building. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious, and today we're here on the internet, we're here on Twitter, and we're going to talk about AOC. Oh, I know, it's painful. It is. I consider her an actor. I don't think that she's a legitimate politician, and I think that she's a massive liar. I don't think she believes what she says. Now, in regards to the Capitol riot, she's been making a lot of noise about how she's a massive victim and how it reminded her of past trauma that probably never happened, etc., etc. The problem is, she was never in the building. Now, AOC has been making a lot of headlines lately. I want you to look at the following news story here on NBC News. AOC says she feared for her life during the Capitol riot. Quote, "I thought I was going to die." These are very, very big claims. Now, what I recently learned today came out from the internet. Here on Twitter, you can see. Discount Dog Scuba says, wait. AOC's office is not even in the Capitol building. So, apparently, this is a person who sells scuba gear, and they did a little research. Here you can see Discount Dog Scuba says, the address is on her official house.gov page. I'm not going to link it to you or screenshot it because I'll be immediately accused of doxing, but you can find it easily. I'm just learning this. I assumed her office was in the actual Capitol building, but she wasn't. She was across the effing street in a totally different, highly guarded building. Oh my God. AOC lied about being in the Capitol during the attack. She lied to everyone to make them feel like she was a massive victim, like her life was in danger, even though she was literally across the street in a guarded building. Nobody went in that building. They were in the Capitol building. She was not there. Do you see how this manipulation and lies and propaganda works? These politicians like AOC, they go on the internet, they say some spicy things, and then it turns out that they weren't even there. This really reminds me about David Hogg. You see, David Hogg, an activist, became famous, or actually stole fame, in my opinion, after the Parkland tragedy. This was a terrible tragedy that happened at a school. People were hurt, people were killed, and David Hogg comes out as some sort of activist student. We gotta get rid of guns, yada yada yada, left-wing talking points. He was not actually at the school when the tragedy happened. Did you know that? Because you do now. And apparently AOC wasn't either. So Discount Dog Scuba says, mother effers thought we would never figure this out. Yep. Politicians think that people like you and me, average, everyday, hardworking people from all walks of political life, it doesn't really matter. They think that you and me are stupid. They'll never figure out that I wasn't actually in the building. I know, I'm gonna go online and say that I was afraid for my life. I saw those angry MAGA protesters as they were storming the Capitol building from across the street. Yeah. So Discount Dog Scuba continues, maybe she was. But at the time that the chuds broke in, chud, that's like a lefty insult. It's really cringe, but let's continue here. She was definitely at the Cannon building, because that's where Porter's office is too. And they hid together in a building that had not been breached and was full of armed guards. Now, you see, they're both left-wingers. Let's make that clear. This person is using the word chud as an insult for conservatives. This person is a left-winger. So Luna replies, dude, she was in Katie Porter's office. Stop. Jesus effing C. And I already read his reply to that. Here's the problem. Katie Porter's office is in the other building across the street. Looks like you just confirmed that AOC was lying. What a massive grifter. It really is amazing, because meanwhile, AOC is currently on Twitter saying that Ted Cruz should resign for instigating the Capitol riot. She was almost hurt, don't you know? Yeah, across the street where she was completely safe. Here with AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She says, Senator Ted Cruz deliberately and knowingly amplified specific lies fueling violent attackers. In doing so, he contributed to the carnage of January 6th. His actions since show that if given a similar political opportunity, he would choose to do it again. He must resign. Texans agree. No, they don't. Wow. First of all, she's using extremely inflammatory and harsh language. Carnage? What about the 14-year veteran? Air Force. Deployed twice, I believe it might have been 3 times, to Iraq? A person who served our country to defend our citizens. Was murdered by a police officer. Her name was Ashley Babbitt. She was a mother of 2, I believe. She was a mom. She was a veteran. She was unarmed and an American. And she was shot in the neck by police, by security, by people in the Capitol building where you were not in. This makes me really angry. You know, recently, it turns out that the police, the so-called Fed in Washington, is refusing to charge the person who shot Ashley Babbitt, veteran mother of 2, in the neck. They're refusing to charge the person who murdered her. You make me sick. The fact that this woman, this waitress, who literally has no life skills, I do not believe she is smart. I believe she is very dumb. Ted Cruz is not going to resign. Texans don't want Ted Cruz to resign. And you need to shut your mouth. Here you can see on Twitter, Comrade Stump says, LMAO. AOC wasn't even in the Capitol at the time. Medicare for All has 87 Dem support says she was in the Cannon and Longworth office buildings. The riots were a block away. At the Capitol building. The most beautiful thing about this is that the fact that left-wingers are debunking AOC and calling her out. You got played. Now, if someone brings up the point that congressional leadership, including committee chairs like Porter, do sometimes have offices inside the Capitol. Hashtag Medicare for All has 87 Dem support replies. True that some House members have offices in the Capitol building based on leadership or seniority. But Katie Porter is not a committee chair, nor a senior House member. Anyway, it's been reported that they were holed up in the Longworth building. Woo! It doesn't get any more clear than that, does it? They were not in the Capitol building when it was stormed. AOC was not afraid for her life because there was no one to be afraid of. She was not there. What a grifter. She is grifting off of this tragedy, off of the people who died, some of which were on both sides, some of which were veterans, Americans, Republicans, and she is using it to get rich and famous because she's AOC, and how dare anybody else be in the spotlight but her. She is nothing more than a grifting, celebrity wannabe, corrupt, inept, stupid politician. And it makes me sick. It makes me so sick that she would grift off of this to get more attention. Disgusting. If you want the exact distance between the United States Capitol building and the Cannon House office building where AOC was, look at the map. Look at the map here. This is the Capitol building. This is the building that was stormed. This is where the riot was, around this building. How far away is the Capitol Cannon House office building where AOC and Porter were? 1,700 feet away. A 6-minute walk, 0.3 miles. She was not there. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Please comment down below. We gotta talk about this. Do you have any more information? I've dug around, I've looked into this, and as far as I can tell, this is the story. Please support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. I am supported by viewers like you. Share the video, spread the word, and have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever time it may be. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.